Hey everyone, this is EMDST14R, and this is an extra awesome New Trains Part 29. Yes, finally, New Trains Part 29 is being made here and now. It is October the 19th, 2015. Today I've actually been quite busy today. I've been driving all over the place, so I basically went around the entire world but didn't go nowhere. That's a little joke, but I took care of my errands, but I also got a whole bunch of trains. So I wanted to do it one way, but I'm going to start here. You probably already noticed this. This is the second Amtrak LRC engine that I've got. This is number 38. I've already had the 39, and you saw that in previous videos, but now I have both Amtrak LRCs. These are the DC version, or DCC ready version. They don't have sound though, but they run perfectly. I'm in the hunt for the cars right now. Hopefully I get word back from Nicholas Smith that they are able to have a distributor that can find them, either in the Amtrak paint or the Via paint. Doesn't really matter. If I can find them in the Amtrak paint, that's great, but if I can get them in the Via paint, that's even better, because I can just have them custom painted into the Amtrak colors anyway. So yeah, and then you guys probably know what this engine is. You guys that have been following my channel since I've been on YouTube. This is the SD46-3. It's basically a upgraded version of the SD45-2, but it doesn't have any dynamic brakes. It's got a 710 prime mover that puts out 4,600 horsepower. This engine was a project of mine, and you guys, if you look back far enough and type in SD46-3, you'll see like the early video of me building this. Engine is actually a Atheran Genesis SD45-2, but the original owner kind of damaged the shell, and I had to splice a Proto 2000 SD50 center section in, among other things. I'm going to repaint this engine because the paint's not that good, but I recently took this to Nicholas Smith. She now has powered, and she can be easily converted to DCC, and she runs great. The trucks on her are Atheran blue box trucks, so basically they had to modify the frame to accommodate the trucks because the original Genesis trucks on them were too far gone to even be salvageable, so they put blue box trucks on them. So I got blue box trucks and wheels on an Atheran Genesis engine here. And this is my only remaining Southern Pacific Black Widow unit. I did have a Jeep 9, but I turned that into a RP4D Slug from my friend Radisson. This is a Proto 2000 SD9. I need to get details for it. The couplers on it are the long shank couplers, which are not correct. I just put those on there temporarily. I had her sent to Nicholas Smith for a tune-up. Nothing's wrong with the motor. The way the SD9s are geared, they're geared really, really slow. So even in DC operation, they're really slow. They're made for pulling stuff. And then this is my very second Penn Line Davenport. Now the first one that you guys have seen, that has the cast metal body. If you're not aware of this, they also came in plastic. The plastic version, I believe, is the later version. So this is the plastic version of the same engine. And it says US Steel on both sides. And I'm actually looking into ways to converting it to DCC. There's a way to isolate the motor. I have ideas for that. So yeah. And then you guys have seen this steam engine. This is my first custom kit bash steam locomotive, and it has a can motor in it now. I just have to get some insulated Bachmann tender trucks for it, and I'm actually going to try to replace this tender altogether because it's way too light anyway. So I'm going to probably make a custom tender on my own with the Bachmann tender trucks, or get a Bachmann tender and cut it so that the first section here fits under this extended water tank section. But she's a great runner, extremely quiet, and extremely heavy for her size. So that's pretty much it for those. I have two more engines that are at Nicholas Smith right now. Also, I picked up this today at Nicholas Smith. It didn't come with a box, but it rolls good. It's another HO scale truck, so I can put it with my other trucks. I'm not too familiar with the YRC Freight Company, but it's a nice truck. It's a Volvo, so it's nice. And then just a sneak peek, I bought over 30 something Hot Wheels cars, Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars. This is from the downstairs section, and I just got word that that they have a lot of Hot Wheels and Matchbox from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. And just to give you guys a glimpse of these, I mean, there's just so many of them, I can't even begin to go into detail. I mean, these are the newer ones, but in any case, yeah. And then I also bought this from Nicholas Smith. This is actually a penny holder, but it's a utility truck, and the outriggers actually come out. Let me do this. The boom actually turns, and there's a button here. You push this button, you can raise the boom up, or you can drop the boom down, and the drill here works. I guess this is to grab onto a pole or something, but it does have lights in it. It's a GMC. Not sure about that utility company, but yeah, I gotta get the batteries for it. Takes AA batteries. Never seen anything like this until this truck came. You know, so I looked at Nicholas Smith, and there it was sitting. So yeah. Now moving on. That's not all of the equipment that I got. So let me move it around. And you guys are gonna be shocked because you'd be like, no way. Alright, now you're probably saying, okay, we've already seen this engine. You would be right, but then you're wrong, because I actually have two CSX SD70 Max that are actually the same number. This is the one that actually I bought about a year ago from Nicholas Smith, and it was a dummy. Like, someone completely gutted the unit, and you know, really just gutted the unit, and I had plans to power it, and not only that, but they stripped the unit of its railings and the ditch light housings and the, you know, blower duct. I mean, they just stripped the unit, and I didn't really like that, but it was dirt cheap. But anyway, I took this to Nicholas Smith also to get it repowered. And if you're probably wondering, okay, what kind of motor they put in here? They put an Atlas motor in here. It has an Atlas motor with custom modified drive shafts. I put the scale couplers on it. This engine runs flawlessly, and as you probably noticed, it is extremely quiet. It's even more quiet than my stock Kato version with the same number. I do have plans for both of them. I don't think either will be kept in CSX paint, although I might change my mind, but it's highly unlikely. I do have future plans for this engine. They both will be getting sound and DCC. So yeah, that's that engine. And then this is on Union Pacific Weekend Handle Boxcar. This is a roundhouse kit, I believe. I put the KD undershank couplers on it, metal wheels. And this is another one of those CP rail coal hoppers. I forget which company it's from, but this is the other number of the one I already built. Both were kits. These are from Intermountain. So this is another Intermountain kit that I built. And you guys are really gonna like this one. This is the exclusive Model Railroader Auto Parts Boxcar, and it's the 65 years, 1934 to 1999. That's the Pioneer Zephyr right there, by the way, everyone. I picked this car up for almost like a month. I kept picking it up, putting it back, picking it up, putting it back. But I made sure when I put it back, I hid it so no one else would buy it. So eventually I just said, you know what? I got tired of putting it back, so I bought it. I put the metal wheels on it. I put the shelf couplers on it because of the extremely long coupler drawbars that they have that come with the kit. But it was already put together. I just had to add those features. But it's a great car, great runner. Haven't had any problems out of it. I do have an Erie Lackawanna one that I got when I was a kid, but I haven't put them together yet. So And then the next kit, that's an Atheran, by the way. And then the next car here is a Eureka Western car. This is also an Atheran kit. It's a double door boxcar. The doors do open. I put this kit together myself. I didn't even notice, but I didn't put the metal wheels on it that I got today. And I ran out of metal wheels, so I got to go back and get more. So I got to put metal wheels on that car, because I just noticed that I didn't put them on there. I rarely do that. But then here's another cool thing. This is the Oregon, Pacific, and Eastern. Now they have to be under the same company umbrella because they both have the same logo. I actually bought this car first before I bought this car. So when I saw this car, I instantly knew that, oh, they're parent companies or parent railroads or whatever you want to call them. So I actually had to get both of them. This one has the silver roof, this one has the blue roof. I mean, both cars, if you look at them, they're externally similar, but this one has one door, this one has two. Yeah. And those are nice kits to put together, by the way. These are blue box kits. Blue box kits. Alright, moving on. This is my Walthers Wisconsin Central Thrall Gondola. I don't really recall having any Wisconsin Central rolling stock. If I do, I haven't seen it in a while. So I'm pretty sure I have other pieces of rolling stock with Wisconsin Central on it, but if I don't, that would probably be the first one. But I have to check, because a lot of my rolling stock is actually put away, and I'm not able to see it all at the same time. The cool thing about it is, Walther supplies you with the coil cradle, and this is just a generic coil. This is a AMH coil that comes with the AMH coil cars. So basically, you get makeshift coils and you can put them in the gondola. So that's basically a coil cradle. There's an option to put it in or leave it out, whichever you prefer. I like putting them in the car because then it makes the car more versatile. So you can change the load in it. Like one day it has a scrap load, another day it has a coil load. Or if you want to leave it as a coil car, which I'm probably going to do, I'm just going to leave it like that. And yeah, it's glued in there. And I don't think I showed this car. Yeah, I showed this car in my previous installment. I put the metal wheels on it and knuckle couplers. That's going to be an Amtrak car eventually. And then this car I got up and running. That's my Quaker State triple dome tank car. This is one of the very first Bachmann refrigerator cars I got. I had this when I was real little. When I first started getting into trains. I put I think Walther struts on it, Katie long shank couplers, because some of the refrigerator cars, they do have long drawbars or they're cushioned. So I tried to simulate that with long shank couplers. But that's one of my earliest cars that my mom and dad got me, and it's been years since I've seen this even on the layout, much less even running. So it's an honor to have that car. I have a lot of great memories with that car. And then next, this gondola I got up and running. That's one of my Sioux Line cars that was out of service. Now you're probably wondering, okay, there's a Sioux Line in a Sioux Line. Yes, you are correct. I got some more N-scale trains. So this is another Sioux Line boxcar that I got. I got to change the couplers on it, but I like Sioux Line, one of my favorite railroads. Anytime I see Sioux Line, N-scale or not, I have to get it. So I put that in there. And this is another car I got. This is the, what is this? This is the Bay Line. So I'm not sure which railroad this is for. I forget though. I might know, but I don't remember. But I got it because it was a very nice looking box car. The doors open, as you can see. It's very heavy, just needs metal wheels on it. If the gondola was a little bit longer, they'd both be in there properly, but obviously I didn't have enough room. And this is an Amtrak car I already had that's custom weathered, but I needed an extra gondola to carry stuff in, so I put it in the train. And you'll understand because the other ones are Amtrak too. This is not really a Atlas car. This is actually a Trex Santa Fe I forget what kind of coal hopper this is, but I already have one of these custom painted. But this is the actual paint scheme that they were on the Santa Fe. I don't know why they haven't made these in HO. There was somebody that did make them in HO. They started making them out of styrene, but then they went to cast resin, but then they stopped. Someone put a weight in there, and they put custom trucks on it. I need to put metal wheels on it, obviously, but that's okay. And then the next set of cars are Amtrak, of course. These are Atlas Trainman cars. All brand spanking new. Picked these up today. Got to get my Amtrak Maintenance Away rolling stock together, so I had to buy them, and they were dirt cheap too. And then prior to that, I bought a N-scale big blue boxcar. I need to get one of these in HO. I like the big blues. I remember when they first came out, CSX had them in most of their trains. Like I would see 5, 6 or more lashed up together. It was like big blue itis when they first came out. But yeah. But yeah, I bought these, but back to the Amtrak cars. I bought these Amtrak cars. They're all different numbers. So yeah, I bought them, and they're all different numbers, and they're really nice. I put KD whisker couplers on them. The cool thing about these cars is you don't have to modify the coupler boxes or change them. Simple, easy drop-in. All you have to do is remove the stock coupler, put the KD in, and you're ready to go. They already come with metal wheels, so you don't have to deal with that. And you're probably wondering, are those Viewliners in there? Yep. Now, it's not every day that I actually buy N-scale, but when I buy N-scale, it's because it's something really cool. Now, at first, looking at these, I thought they were Kato, but then I looked at them, I said, these aren't Kato, these are somebody else. And I looked underneath, and I'm pretty sure these are Con-Cors, but I'm not really sure because there's no label or name on the underside of the car. The only cars that I've seen that were Viewliners are the Katos. Now the cool thing is these are different numbers. So this is sleeping car. Let me see if I can get that focused. That's sleeping car. Let me see if I can get that in there. 2312. And then this is sleeping car 2311. And they are actual Viewliners. I need to buy the Kato ones to see how similar they are, but they look like they pretty much got the shape down. The only thing they didn't get right is the trucks. I don't know if the trucks are replaceable. I mean, the prototype Viewliner actually had 2 different sets of trucks on it at one time. So I could maybe leave I'm pretty much going to leave it alone, but I had to get these because, you know, I just had to. Because if I didn't get them, somebody else would, and I've been kicking myself. But, yeah, so I got these 2 N-scale Viewliners. I will be getting an N-scale passenger train for Amtrak eventually. Moving down the line. Now, I got another gondola. It's a Herzog. Reason I got it is because Herzog and Amtrak equipment are frequently seen together. Amtrak does use Herzog ballast hoppers, flat cars, gondolas for maintenance away and ballast work. So I said I might as well get it. So I got it. It's an, you know, same car as the other ones, just lettered for Herzog. And then you're looking at the baggage car. This is actually a Concorde car. Now the reason why I was saying that these Viewliners were Concores was because the trucks between the 2 are the same. So I'm assuming that the Viewliners are Concorde, and if you look at the undercarriage, you can clearly see, well, you can't really see it, but it says Con-Cor right on the chassis, and that all right there is cast metal, so this is exceptionally heavy. This is probably the heaviest N-scale car or passenger car I've ever picked up, and I picked up a lot of them, and they're not really that heavy. They're pretty dainty, unless they're the higher quality ones like Kato, of course. But yeah, so I had to get that. I was gonna put on my layaway, but I said, you know what? I actually overestimated and found out that I was way under what I needed to spend, so I bought them rather than putting them on layaway. I know I'm doing a lot of babbling. I'm just really excited because I finally got a lot of the stuff that I wanted. So yeah, Then the next cars I got are Coil cars. Now, it's been a while since I bought Coil cars, but these are exceptionally high done themselves with these cars. The only drawback I have with is the weights under them have a tendency not to be glued, and they slide around, so you have to make sure that they're sitting in place. I will be gluing them when I get the time, but you know, I didn't do that right now. But other than that, these cars are exceptional. This is the USS Steel Geneva Works. Got the US flag, gotta represent. Very heavy cars. These are from the regular Atlas series. And the cool thing with them is also it's just a simple drop-in coupler chain. So swap out. So you take the plastic ones out and put the KD whiskers in without any issues. And then these are the Bethlehem Steel cars. They're both different numbers. Same car as that USS Steel one. Now Atlas does make other painted versions of these cars. I have to try to find them because I want every single variant of the paint schemes that they have made in these cars. So I'm going to try to get more of them, but these cars are exceptionally heavy. The only thing is, I don't know how to get the coil covers off. I don't even think they're made to come off. I think they're just there for decoration, which is alright, but I want to put coils in them and want to run them without coil covers sometimes, but you know, I guess that's what happens. And it looks like my camera decided to start up again, and I don't know why it does that. But anyway, so yeah, those have different numbers. And then going back to the tail end of the train here, this is my Norfolk and Western Bay window caboose. It's an Atheran blue box kit. I put the undershank couplers on it because, you know, otherwise I would have to modify the coupler boxes, and I don't want to do that. It's better to just put undershanks on them. It's got the details on them. Very nice car. Put the metal wheels on it. Easy conversion. And then last but not least is my Blueford Shops Pacific and Lake Erie transfer caboose. Now this is the first piece of Blueford Shops rolling stock I've ever purchased, and I will tell you, this car is exceptionally well put together. Etched metal walkway, metal railings. I mean, the detail is just exquisite. It's got the coupler lever, the brake, the air, like the brake lines, the air hoses. No interior, but you know, you could put one in if you want. Undercarriage detail is just amazing. I mean, they just outdid themselves. Weight is exceptional. It's a very heavy caboose. Not too light, not too heavy. It's just right. It comes with KD whisker, KD scale whisker couplers automatically on it. I'm actually going to get more of them, which is cool. So that's pretty much it, everybody. I will be making another installment of New Trains soon. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hopefully, my camera didn't cut off right in the middle of my conversation last time, because if it did, I'd be really upset about that. But other than that, you guys be cool, and thank you for enjoying New Trains Part 29. Later, y'all.